All right, so here's some news that I 100% don't want to talk about, but I feel like I have to talk about it because everybody's talking about it, and it's a big story. Hillary Clinton, the 2016 Democratic presidential nominee, reportedly has yet to rule out running for the Oval Office again in 2020. CNN White House correspondent Jeff Zeleny said Sunday on CNN's Inside Politics that Clinton told people as recently as this week she isn't closing the doors to the idea of running in 2020. I'm told by 3 people that as recently as this week she's telling people that, look, given all this news from the indictments, particularly the Roger Stone indictment, she talked to several people saying, look, I'm not closing the doors to this, Zeleny said. It does not mean that there's a campaign in waiting or a plan in the works, he continued. The former Secretary of State has previously not ruled out another presidential bid, saying last October that she would like to be president. So this is not only noteworthy because she might actually run again. It's also noteworthy because of the reason that she gives, okay? Now, look at somebody like Bernie Sanders or Elizabeth Warren or even Tulsi Gabbard. Like, if you bring up to them, hey, why? Why are you doing this? What's going on? You get from Bernie the answer is, are you kidding me? The system is so screwed up, and we need radical change, and we need it right now. We need a new FDR. We need a massive redistribution of wealth from, the rich to the working class, because for the longest time we've had class war in the other direction, the rich waging it on the poor and working class and rigging the rules in their favor. We need to act on climate change right now. This is dire. I mean, it's not even a question. We need to treat this like the existential threat that it is. You talk to Elizabeth Warren, I'm sure you get a similar answer to Bernie, except maybe toned down a level or two, because I think he realizes how massively urgent all this stuff is, and she just agrees with it, but maybe isn't on the same panic level that Bernie might be. Tulsi Gabbard, I think her main issue is, listen, we gotta stop with this fucking crazy empire bullshit. I mean, she's a veteran, she's lived through this, and she knows, listen, I'm against these offensive regime change wars. This is criminal. This is terrible. We can't keep doing this. Are you kidding me? As our country crumbles and we're fighting all these wars for no reason? That's her thing, and there's a sense of urgency there as well. For Hillary, what does she say? Again, not me. It's from the article. She says it's because of I'm not closing the door to it. Why? Well, because the Roger Stone indictment. What? The Roger Stone indictment. So, in other words, what she's saying is, well, I mean, come on. Obviously, I'm so vindicated about Trump and Russia that I'll give the American people a chance to right their wrong and pick the proper candidate because, look, his entire administration was in cahoots and collusion with Vladimir Putin, and all these indictments now show that I was right, and so obviously, if the American people are presented with a chance to right their wrong, they're going to say, fine, we agree with you, Hillary. Yeah. Except Hillary, what an insanely narcissistic view, it's not based in policy. Again, I just told you, I'm pretty sure the other candidates would be like, oh my God, we need to do Medicare for all, we got to do this, we got to do that. Hillary's just like, well, Trump, Putin, Russia, I can just step in and I'm guaranteed the nomination. Yes. She would get obliterated if she ran this time. Why? Because of shit like this, man. Shit like this. They've pulled this issue. The American people are like, where do I rank Russia on the list of things that I'm super concerned about? It ranks near the bottom. I'm not kidding about that. Gallup did it or Pew did it not that long ago. So for you to, because she's so mired inside that DC elitist bubble, that establishment bubble where this is the biggest issue. And it's just like, obviously I'm right about everything. And the American people made a mistake and now they can right that mistake if I just step in the race. It would, honestly, it'd be hilarious. And I'm not kidding here. I actually want her to run. Why do I want her to run? So that we finally get the metaphorical death blow to the Clinton ideology, which has been dominant in the Democratic Party for so long. Neoliberal corporatism and centrism. And they're still convinced, this is what the people want. No. The base is now totally past you. Not even close. I mean, any other candidate has a better chance than Hillary. Cory Booker has a better chance than Hillary Clinton. I'm not kidding about that. And he has almost no chance, okay? But seriously, that's how even Kirsten Gillibrand, Kamala Harris, they get it. They see, okay, the left is ascendant, and there's a fucking wave. We got to try to ride the wave as opposed to trying to counter it. So they see it. They see the political reality. She still doesn't get it. She doesn't get that the heart of the party is with Bernie Sanders' philosophy. She doesn't get it at all. So, and then by the way, in regards to Roger Stone, the indictment, if you actually go through the indictment, which I did, it's for obstruction, making false statements, and witness tampering. So in other words, in typical idiot Trump fashion, the thing that Roger Stone is getting charged with is not an original crime. It's what he did after the fact when the FBI was investigating. It's the oldest trick in the book that the FBI does. I'm not going to get you for an original thing, because maybe there isn't even an original thing, but I'm going to get you for the stuff you did after. Again, making false statements, witness tampering, and obstruction. So, a seasoned prosecutor, somebody who knows what they're doing, that's how they can, trick people up and get them. And that's exactly what happened with Roger Stone. Now, I think Donald Trump is running a criminal enterprise. It's just not the nature of which that Hillary Clinton and all the corporate Democrats think it is. I've said I think Donald Trump will get indicted the day he steps down as president. But what do I think he's going to get indicted on? Money laundering charges, many different financial crimes. The idea that you're going to prove this grand plot of fucking treason or collusion or some goofy shit, it's not going to happen. That's a liberal pipe dream. That's a liberal Benghazi. It's simply not going to happen. And in fact, Vox, not me, Vox makes clear in the article that I read about the Roger Stone indictment that it's not really what people think it is, because they're thinking it's proving some grand theory of collusion and Putin controlling them, and it just doesn't. In fact, again, obstruction, making false statements, and witness tampering. Now, by the way, am I happy Roger Stone's going down? That dude's middle name should be I Commit Crimes. Roger I Commit Crimes Stone. He is one of the biggest criminals. He's a career criminal. He was back in the fucking Nixon White House, okay? He relishes in this idea of being a victim, and by the way, or being a perpetrator, being the bad guy. And I bet Alex Jones is shitting his pants right now because those two have become buddy-buddy over the past couple years. But, so I'm happy Manafort went down, Flynn, fucking Stone, and all the others. In fact, I hope and I think that there might be some indictments coming for Don Jr., among others. And I think all that's good because it all ties back to emoluments. It all ties back to his sprawling business empire, which has massive corruption involved in it. But the grand plot of Putin controlling them like they're puppets, not going to happen. But that doesn't matter is the point. The point is they're still fucking criminals and they're probably still going to go down. And that's a good thing. But Hillary's interpretation of this is, obviously I was proven right about everything. They're Putin puppets. Look at what happened with Roger Stone. Therefore, I'll just step in and I'll win in 2020 and everybody will know, oh, we've righted our wrong and the queen is now back in her rightful place. The party has moved past her. The country has moved past her. By the way, she's now unique among politicians. In what sense? Usually when a politician leaves office, their approval rating bounces back big time. When Bush left office, he had like a 29% approval rating. It was abysmally low. It's even lower than Trump's is now. Guess what? Fast forward to today, he's above 50%. Why? Absence makes the heart grow fonder, as the old saying goes. That's what happened with George W. Bush. Even though he's a war criminal, even though he crashed the economy, even though he's incompetent, even though he's bad, he's terrible, he's all these horrible things. But he was gone long enough where people went, I guess I just have nostalgia for that era. So, but every other politician, this happens. They leave office, the approval rating goes up. Hillary, her approval rating has gone down since she was last in the public eye. It's in the 30s. She had a 35% approval rating as of a couple weeks ago, last time I checked. 30-something%. So she has less than no chance. Less than no chance. But I want her to run because she will help split that corporatist vote even more. And we need more corporatists to jump in to split that vote so you make a lane for the actual lefties and make it so the lefties will get the most votes, which I think will happen. But it'd be good if she jumps in the race for that reason. Because that'll split the vote among Cory Booker and fucking if Beto O'Rourke runs and Kamala Harris and Kirsten Gillibrand and all the other corporatists, and it'll leave a nice, lovely lane for Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders, hopefully Bernie Sanders, likely Bernie Sanders, and they'll end up winning. So even though we don't want to see Hillary anymore, it actually would be good for the cause if she jumped back in the race because you get the final metaphorical death blow to that dead ideology.